Temperatures obviously up above 90, so keep the sunscreen around. We're just talking about the dry southwesterly flow. Clouds, not an issue today. They're clearing out. This storm, we are seeing rotation on it, but we do not have a confirmed tornado. And as you can tell from all of our cameras around Kern County, nothing but blue skies. We had warmer temperatures today, but tonight the fog is back, giving you the green light to maybe get your cars washed if you want to head out and do that. We only have 2 lanes open there, and so it is moving very slowly. It's a 9-mile backup. We do see any snow. It'll be those elevations above 6,000 feet. I'm only looking at maybe a dusting or so. Most of Kern County, including Bakersfield, Lake Isabella, even Tehachapi, has recovered from the drought. Pretty much since the start of the month, we've been up above 100. Notice the South Valley. It's not enough to push out some of that haze that we're seeing out there. Temperatures overall today have been warmer. Make sure you wrap those pipes, bring those pets inside. Heat wave number 2 now officially over, 18 days long. We'll drop a cold front through on Wednesday, so you'll notice those increasing clouds for most of that day. Could be talking about a little bit of rain as well for our mountain communities. Best chance you have here is going through the 58 through Tehachapi. Some spotty showers that we could be seeing with those clouds building up against the mountain areas.
Leah Freeman is going to explain this forecast, and you really have to explain it because it is we're in the 80s and it's August. It's crazy.
It's perfect. No, yeah, we have not seen weather like this in about 2 months. The last time we saw the 80s was June 13th, so almost exactly 2 months ago. 89 for our high today, and the normal this time of year, 96. So we were well below that, and it was comfortable today. I can't believe we stayed under the 90s. It's been such a long time since we've really seen weather like this. We're down 7 degrees in Bakersfield right now, 5 Tehachapi, 2 in Mojave. So most of the area is seeing a bit of cooling today. We're really not talking about many 90s out there. China Lake and Ridgecrest in the mid 90s, but majority of the South Valley is sitting into the lower 80s to the upper 80s. 87 in Arvin, 82 at the base of the Grapevine. We're at 60 right now in Pine Mountain Club. Lower 70s for Tehachapi and 81 right now for Lake Isabella. So not too bad out there. Those winds continuing to push in from the northwest. That's why we're seeing a lot of this cooling with some stronger gusts off towards the southeastern portion of our county. So here's the setup here. We had this trough that moved through, dropped a cold front. So we're not talking about any rain, just the cooling. Behind that, the cooler air. But we do have high pressure sitting right in the eastern Pacific, and that guy is going to continue to warm us back up into the weekend as it continues to shift a little closer to the west coast. So one more day with these cooler temperatures before we start really warming back up. 71 by the time you're heading to school tomorrow. You might even want to pack the kids with a light jacket, but by the lunch hour they can get rid of it. You don't need it by that time. 90 degrees by the time you're picking those kids up. So it's still warm. You still want to maybe pack them with some sunscreen out there, plenty of water, but at least we're seeing much more cooling from what we've been talking about. We could be a lot warmer for the first day of school. Moderate air quality as well for tomorrow, and there's that warm up I'm talking about. By Thursday we'll be in the upper 90s, so that's near normal, and then back to the 100s. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, at least they're lower 100s though. Not too bad, and then we'll get a little bit more cooling as we head into the beginning of next week, so perfect time for the eclipse. Clear skies all across the board here, and then in terms of the Kern River Valley, upper 80s tomorrow, back to the lower 90s for the start of our weekend. Tehachapi, Fraser Park will climb up through the 70s, and they'll be back to the 80s as well. A little bit breezier by the beginning of next week, but at least more cooling is in our forecast.
So unusual.
We'll take it. On a hot day, you want to get inside your car as quick as possible. To turn on the car and start the air conditioning. And we all want to see how hot it actually is outside. Quick glance to the temperature reading, which reads 107 versus our Storm Shield app, which reads 102. So the question is, why is it so far off?
The temperatures that we see in cars a lot of times are not accurate.
Christine Riley, a meteorologist with the National Weather Service, knows what it takes to find an accurate temperature reading. She says there are several factors that lead to false readings.
A lot of times a car will be sitting in the sun for a really long period of time.
Or they will be parked over asphalt, which absorbs more heat.
It's much hotter over asphalt than it is, say, over grass.
But even Riley wasn't exactly sure where the temperature sensor was located. Daniel Perez is a local automotive technician and says the temperatures could be inaccurate because of the sensor's location.
The ambient sensor is right behind your grill.
Or depending on the make and model of your car.
Well, the sensor is right here, right behind the bumper.
Protected by panels, it's not usually visible to the eye.
If you're sitting in direct or parked in direct sunlight, obviously the sensor is going to read higher. If you're parked under a carport, the reading is going to be a little lower.
Plus, the sensor can pick up heat from the road's surface. But when you start driving the vehicle,
the temperatures start dropping because the fan's pulling air through the grill and through the sensor.
So don't jump to conclusions right when you turn on your car. Perez says to give it about 10 minutes of drive time. That will allow for enough airflow through the car so the sensor can fully update.
Every so often, the vehicle's computer will get a reading from the sensor and then send it to the display.
Also keep in mind that an aftermarket grill will sometimes skew the temperature sensor.
This added-on grill blocks the airflow partially and won't give you an updated temperature reading.
While the original grill was designed for
more airflow, more open space.
Overall, there are just too many variables that can make the car temperature readings differ greatly from official readings at weather stations across Kern County.
Those have been cited in a way that they're all equal. So there's nothing really to obstruct the temperature or to sway it either too cool or too warm.
Riley says that if you're going to install your own at-home weather station, there are a few criteria you'll want to keep in mind.
Never put it over pavement. Make sure you're far away from trees so it's not shaded. Make sure that it's about 4 to 6 feet above the ground, and make sure it's not near an air conditioner or a chimney, anything that could add heat to an area.
She says to constantly keep an eye on your station. If the surrounding area changes, such as pavement being added nearby, that could sway temperatures several degrees.
One thing to look for are temperature trends.
Trends that can help compare your own weather readings to the official ones.